We're having a little Hermitcraft stream, and it's going to be amazing. I do want to talk today about where the Hermitcraft videos have been, kind of where my head has been, and we'll just have some chill, fun, relaxing stream content today. Just hang out and do some landscaping, my little armor stands, and just talk. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And let's get going on our adventure. Ow. Ah. I can't even fly. I can't even fly. But yeah, welcome, 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 everybody. And I just want to pop up here. And guys, sometimes I just like to go into this room and just chill out. And it's exactly what it's intended for when I built it. The wrong skin, you say. The wrong skin. Oh, I'm Spooky Scar. I am the Spooky Scar of the Life series.
Lady Meow 77 tipped $10. It's my birthday next Sunday, and my birthday wish is for you to win MCC.
That's amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And a very, very happy birthday to you.
Submariner Sunlight cheered Dex 1000. Hello, Scar.
Hello there.
Your streams are my favorite kind of chaos, always full of surprises. D.
Dude, this is where my brain's at. You said, I can see the text of this. It says favorite kind of cheese. I thought it said, hello, Scar. Your streams are my favorite kind of cheese. And I'm like, I like that. I like that. I like the favorite kind of cheese. If I was a cheese, what kind of cheese would I be? That's a real question for you there, chat. Like, thank you so much for the bits. Very much appreciated. Is that a wild zoom zoom?
Ethan_Crowley cheered X500. Hey Scar, I'm super sick right now, so I'll have to watch the VOD instead. Frown, can I get a cat dog for future me?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Did you want a little bit of a little bit of a cat dog? I can do that for you. Boink boink. Oh, okay. I should have done that.
Trip cheered X300. Very happy to have a Scar stream on my birthday and sub anniversary. Makes my day even better. GTWS jelly hug.
Thank you for the support. Happy birthday. Okay, I'm ready. With a woof and a purr, a baby was born. Cat dog. Alone in the world without a little cat dog.
X400. Well, you are cheddar yellow. D.
That's true. The camera's weirdly yellow today, so I guess if I am a cheese, it would be cheddar cheese. I guess so. You want another cat dog? Okay. With a woof and a purr, a baby was born. Cat dog. Alone in the world without a little cat dog. There we go. I love cat dog. I'm bringing cat dog back, guys. I'm bringing it back. People are going to be searching in old Nickelodeon shows and be like, where's this cat dog that Scar speaks so highly of? Where is this show? I need this show. I need this show in my life. Anyway, what were we doing again? I was going to show you something up there. Completely forgot. Sidetracked. Flew down here for no particular reason. And we're singing about cat dog. This is a great stream, guys. We're starting off well.
300. Sky, you are a breed. Strong exterior with a soft and gooey kind center.
Oh, well, that was nice. That was very nice. And by the way, am I going to win MCC, or is our team going to win MCC next week? By the way, MCC is going to be very, very exciting. I've never met Phil, so that's going to be fun to meet Phil. Jojo, love being teamed with Jojo. Love Jojo. And a fellow Washingtonian and a fellow resident of Scarland, mind you, Flip. We're going to have a great team. I think it's going to be fantastic. I do very well with Jojo. Jojo has like the right kind of leadership of like saying, do this, and not like yelling at you. Like, I like to have some direction in MCC, right? Like, I like somebody to be like, go here, do this, do that. And I'm like, sure, whatever you like. I'm here to help. I'm just happy to be here. And Jojo's fantastic at that. So I suspect I'm going to do pretty good. Very excited. No roller coaster built. Oh, don't rub it in. Don't rub it in that there is no roller coaster built. Oh. Anyway, let's get started with our stream. So one thing I want to do is I want to start landscaping this area. This area was never complete, and I just want to chill, just want to hang out. I want to do some landscaping, have some fun, talk about where Hermitcraft's been, which is very important. And very frustrating. But hopefully I can learn from you. You can learn from me about procrastination, overthinking, stuff along those lines. We have a red down. We've got a red dog down. Ow, I don't keep smashing my face. I'm gonna be down myself. So let's grab some supplies. So we're gonna need some mossy moss. We're gonna need some dirt. We're gonna need some grass, some weeds, whatever it is. I mean, it kind of looks like weeds. Because technically, right, that this is a Minecraft grass block. Where's the grass block? Where's the grass block? So that over there, right? That, where's the super zoom? Where's my super zoom? There it is. So that's a Minecraft grass block, right? And I guess this just looks like weeds. It should just be a weed. Doesn't it? It just looks like it should just be like a Minecraft weed. All right, let's grab some rocket. Is he okay? Does he need assistance? I don't know what kind of help I could even provide. Correct. Ravager's run is just about to end, and I'm not 4th place. We may go over in place of Ravager's run, but let's grab some supplies. That is a lot of crossbows. What would one do with so many crossbows in their lives? One may never know those questions. Let's see. Are we getting trade talk?
Casbah
Yes,
Gaming
train talk.
300 missed the hype train, but today's train talk, some of the most powerful steam engines were geared logos. Rather than driving the wheels directly with pistons, they drove a main rod which then powered the wheels with gears.
Oh.
This allowed them to drive power to every wheel set, and to change the gear ratio to sacrifice speed for power. They moved slow but could pull very heavy loads up steep and winding mountain rails.
Ooh. Oh, I love our train talk. I love train talk. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Interesting. Train talk is the best talk. It is the best talk. All right, before I do want to bring up so wildlife. How are we feeling after our last session? So the last session we had superpowers, and my superpower was to scar smash. So that meant that I could punch people. I could smash people, and I could sit on people's faces, and it was amazing, and it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I think Grian and his development team did a wonderful job with that, and it couldn't have been, honestly, it could have been any better. I'm gonna say it. It could have been any better. And to Grian and his development team, can we just give a little high five and a pat on the back for how well all of the different wildcards have been like implemented? That's not easy stuff. That's not easy stuff at all. And they've just smashed it out of the park. Just smashed it out of the park, right? They scar smashed it out of the map. Like it's amazing. Like I've been in awe of like how well everything has flowed, not taking into account how well the wildcards have been in terms of fun and this and that, but it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, I like my Hulk smash. Hulk smash. The team popped off 100%. From, you know, the codes to the ideas to the artwork. Ollie coming in with the music. Mr. Whimsical always coming through with something fun and exciting. Guy versus tough guy in the finale. The Bamboozler skins are cute. They are. Absolutely love them. Wonderful. Yeah, it's amazing. By the way, I am now finally in the process of getting my merchandise set up. I'm very excited. Why am I putting down? I just want to sleep. I'm very close. We're getting so close. Often you can't believe Jimmy is not last. Yes, Jimmy is in the finale. This is Jimmy's first finale, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, Jimmy has finally made it to finale, along with Lizzie. Wait, no, Lizzie did make it to the finale, I think, in Last Life? I can't remember. That's a fuzzy one. I've said this before. That's a fuzzy season for me. That's when I was dealing with some pretty heavy health stuff. So there's some fuzziness to that season. If I got asked too many questions from that season with the trivia bot, that's not going to go well. Actually did ask me a question and I didn't quite know it. So it'd be cool. It'd be cool. You know who's on top? Bamboozler's on top. That's right. Bamboozler's on top, as always. Winning, succeeding, defying expectations. I'm just grabbing resources at the moment, guys. Just on a little shopping spree, getting all my things together. Just getting all my things. Jimmy could win this. He could. Dude, I'm doing everything I can to keep that man alive. That man is gonna be alive if I have to jump in front of a train. If that's what it comes down to, that's what it comes down to. I'm keeping Jimmy alive. All right, I'm looking for more materials, and I'm not seeming to find the materials that I'm looking for. Where are they? We'll never know because I can't freaking find them. Can't find them. But you guys have been asking. So where has Hermitcraft been? Because it has been a little while since our last episode. Our last episode was the start of the zoo. So we flattened down the land and we got all that area kind of set up. So we got a decent amount of stuff. I think some of my other landscaping materials are over here somewhere. But as I said, this area was all set up and ready to go. So I kind of had like a vague idea of how the entrance was going to flow. So the gray blocks down below kind of represented where the pathway was going to lead into the entrance to the zoo. These were like either going to be planters or trees, or I was even thinking like statues of mobs could look really cool. So having lots of statues of mobs around there, I think would look really nice. And then of course, once we push further in, we have an abundance of land for our imagination to take wild and do what we want with this area. Yeah, I have a lot of cats, by the way. Yeah, I got a lot of cats. So that's kind of where we left off. Unfortunately, I fell into two bad frames, and one of those is a bad framing of like mind in terms of procrastination, overthinking, and then the second was just I'm in like a bad state of health, and that's kind of an unfortunate thing that's going on right now. Is like if you were to look at baseline, so if we look at like my baseline is here and exclude surgeries, sicknesses, infections, things like that, just my baseline health, so baseline, I'm probably like here. It's not super fantastic lately. So that's been a struggle. So for instance, like what I call kind of like a muscle crash. So like my body just decides to just like shut down on me. That's been pretty bad lately. Like it took like 3 days of being in bed before the last wildlife recording just to have the energy to get through that session. And then I was in bed for like another 3 days trying to get over that. Luckily, in the last like day or so, I've started to feel better. And I kind of like really pushed myself to get up today and like do the stream and stuff like that. But it's frustrating. So like health wise, unfortunately, I'm just into like a really bad spiral right now of like not just getting over this. And it's super frustrating. It just feels like every time you take like one step forward, you take 5 full steps back. And it's demoralizing because when you have ideas, like you're excited to like work on your ideas, but then your body just has got other plans for you. And I just need to go grab some more grass. It is beyond frustrating, and working through it. Got the sunspots on the face here. But then the biggest thing I think that's holding me back right now is just overthinking. I just got in this weird spot right now, and I'm sure people can relate to this. So, I'm going to tell you some ideas on how I'm slowly working out of this. Maybe you have some ideas on how to work out of kind of.
It's been fun seeing you in Dynaball. Ever talk to Etho about the game? The craziest thing I have seen in a match is him pulling off the win in a 1v6. Can't wait to see you in the next MCC. Cheers.
I have talked to Etho about Dynaball. I want to play Dynaball with Etho. I gotta like track him down one day where like we can get like Cub Etho and we can play. I think that'd be really fun. But yeah, thank you so much for the bits. Very much appreciated. Can't wait for MCC. But yeah, that's health wise. Like I said, having a rough time. Not a new cam, just a broken cam. But yeah, so that's that. And then for overthinking, like I've just gotten to like an unhealthy state of overthinking. And I do think that this can occur, especially with like YouTubers, as you kind of like move on, like as you move into like your career. When you first start, it's just whatever comes to your mind, right? It's just whatever pops in your mind you do. And as you, gain audiences, part of this and that, like you can start like getting into a trap of overthinking. That plays a component because you're thinking like, what would people like? Would they like this? Does this fit in with this? Do the people around me want this or that? And you can just get into this like headspace that just like spirals. And sometimes you, like me, when this has happened before, is like you got to like step back a little bit and just have like confidence in your idea, and that people will, that not everybody's always going to love what you're going to do. So you just have to do the best you can. There's zero way of ever pleasing everybody, but you still get into that mindset of like, oh, I want to please this, I want to please that, oh, I got to do this and I got to do that, and you just start like spinning, right? It's just like, and that's just what's been happening lately. Like I overthink everything to like the highest degree. I think some of my artists, like for like the merchandise, have probably been victim to this, of me being like overthinking, like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm seeing, okay, maybe we do, you know, just kind of like, and it's like, I got to work on just being more decisive and getting it done. It's frustrating. You saw a cat, but yeah, overthinking and just spiraling on those thoughts has just been weird lately. Your content is amazing, Sarah. We support you. Well, I appreciate that. Just want to grab a little bit more of this grass. So like, for instance, when it comes to the zoo in particular, like I got really hung up on the name of the zoo. I got hung up on like the layout, because I started designing it actually. And this plays a huge part into like why I never get anything done, is like I started designing the entrance, and then it started giving off like a little bit of a vibe, just a little bit of a vibe of the Scarland entrance. And I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna get a bunch of comments saying it's the same as the Scarland entrance. And then I like scrapped it. And I'm like, actually, then I look back later, I'm like, it didn't really look like the entrance to Scarland. And now I scrapped like what was probably like a pretty cool entrance. So you could see that kind of like that overthinking of like getting something going and then kind of like torpedoing it. And it's like, that's been the biggest frustration. So it's like a combination of just really poor health and there's like overthinking. And I often think that a lot of times those two things can like come together, right? They can like, you're not feeling well, and so like that can also play a part in just not being able to get that done. And then just general like lack of creativity has been a problem, and that also could be coupled with not feeling well. So that's kind of where the Hermitcraft videos have been. That's why a lot of people have been asking. And then health wise, like when I do get a wildlife episode done, that's like a whole day of recording. So then I'm kind of like my energy, and then you got to edit, which could take up to 2 days. And it's just like, then we started the Impossible series. I think that was like the nail. That was the nail in my coffin that day when I finished that. I was like, I have used up every ounce of my energy. Like it is just gone. It's gone. Yes, that's a great point, is that when you're stressed, it basically kills your creativity process. I 100% believe that, because I think about it like when I was a swimmer and I was either stressed or sick, like I could usually muscle through anything, but you cannot, in my opinion, at least, and people may have different ways, everybody's brains are different and know different ways of overcoming things, but in my opinion, there is no way to muscle through creativity. It's either there or it's not. And it is a wispy wisp of smoke that floats around and gives you ideas and then wisps its way away. That's my experience with creativity, is that when it comes and it's like, let's go. We've got productive ideas. Here, we got this, we got that. It's amazing. And then, you know, other times it's a little like not 100% there. So you have to really be careful. Like I think for creative people, right, is to make sure that you're always nurturing your mind in a way that keeps those creative like ideas and energy flowing in your brain. Like if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not taking care of your mind, then that creative energy is just not going to be there for you. And that's my experience, especially like, you know, what I do. Like I have to make sure that creative muscle is absolutely perfectly firing on all cylinders, because, you know, when we make videos, it's pretty quick, right? Like it's make a video and then you start working on your next one, then that goes out and you make your next one. So you just have to constantly be like going. So taking care of yourself and making sure you're good, that you continue that output, is difficult. It is difficult. Yes, you have to landscape your mind. You do have to landscape your mind. But for artists out there, I think you can relate. Like you can't muscle through that creativity very well. Like it's either there or it's not. It is either there or not. But if you have ways of working through it, like let me know how you get back on track.
I can't wait to see where your artistic genius will take us with the zoo. Whatever you do, it will be great, cause you are talented. You gotta please yourself first.
That's a good point. I appreciate that. That was a very nice message. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I always go back to swimming, like when I was like a competitive swimmer and we were like swimming twice a day and going absolutely insane. There's days, you know, you had like a fever, you were sick, but you were still out there like woo, 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 woo. But, you know, it's like, I think about that as like trying to like paint or this or that. And it's like, you're trying to muscle through it and you're just like, nope, it's not there. It's not there. All right. I think we've got enough. Let's start. Do we have enough resources to start? No, we need some stone. But there are ways of getting over it. So I think there are many different ways of getting over like that creative feeling. One of the big ones that I've always had is finding a time to just let your brain just settle down. So like letting your mind settle down and not like be forcing something. So then you go and say, maybe play a video game. Play like a video game that's very stimulating. I wouldn't say like playing like Call of Duty or an FPS style game would really do it. I know it would do it really for me. But playing something that takes you into another world. So if like you were to play, for instance, a Skyrim, a Fallout, a Witcher, you know, just something that brings you into another world. And as you're walking through this world, you can see like cool builds or cool landscapes or ideas. And then that like slowly starts to like fill that library of ideas in your brain. Even if you're not going to build that mountain or you're going to build that building, it's just seeing things that like creatively stimulate your mind. That helps for me a lot. Certain like TV shows, for instance, Arcane. Sadly, I'm only 2 episodes in because I've been so sick. I watched the first episode, loved it. Watched the second episode, loved it. But I'm only 2 episodes in. But the architecture, the design, the creativity behind the character design, the animation design, like I have no idea what the story is, by the way. I'm so confused. I'm there for the great animation and the great art. I have no idea what's going on. But a show like that, you might see this build or you might see a character or something like that that really helps like creativity. It's the same with, say, like in Star Wars in a lot of cases. Star Wars always gives me a little bit of like creative motivation. And I think it's important, like
Dragon with Orphan 75 cheered Dex 500. I work at Disney World, so these bits are provided by the mouse himself. Love your content, less than 3.
Dragon, thank you so much for the bits. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. Yeah, like just Godspeed over the holidays, my friend. But yeah, it's I do think as somebody like if you're in a creative field or you just enjoy creativity, is I realized this a while back, is like you should probably document the things that do help you. So if you're creatively burnt and you're like, I need to get going again, I want to start creating again, but my brain is just shot, having a list of things that will help you is good idea. So like you could mark down, say like playing a game, watching a creatively stimulating TV show or a movie or something like that, going out on like long like walks that help you get like, if you're say you're out on like a walk, right? You're kind of doing repetitive motions. It kind of sends your mind into like a flow state, kind of helps that overthinking shut down a little bit in your brain. Those things do help quite a bit. And I think writing it down is something I realized recently is like, hey, I should write this stuff down. So when this does hit, I can just see a nice little checklist and be like, okay, I can try this or I can try that or something along those lines to help get going again. Because making stuff's a lot of fun. Get out of here. You too. I will not die. Will not die. I'm a bad penny. So my dad calls me. Anyway, but yeah, it's I know times where I remember I was a little bit creatively burnt a little bit in 2015. I remember watching Force Awakens and I got back into Star Wars watching that. And I remember it like gave me so much inspiration to like start like designing stuff again. Not that I even made anything that was Star Wars or sci-fi or fantasy in the space themed at all. It was just got my energy going in my brain. My brain started firing again, which is good. But yeah, it's the overthinking that is such a pain. Absolutely despise it. Absolutely despise it. That's the one thing I have trouble with is the overthinking. I'm actually better with procrastination than I used to be. One thing that helped me with procrastination was a simple tip that I heard once, and it was when you are procrastinating about starting something, so you're looking at a project, something that you want to do, and you're procrastinating by thinking of all of the negatives associated with starting it. So you're thinking about, oh, I'm gonna have to get this, and oh, I'm gonna have to get that, I'm gonna have to coordinate with this person, oh, I'm gonna have to do this and that. Let your mind stop, let your mind rest, deep rest. Think about replacing all of that negative energy with what it would feel like to actually accomplish what you want. So instead of thinking about how hard it's going to be to do this or that, you want to think about how incredible it's going to be to accomplish what you want. So think about, oh, once I get that done, these people are going to love it, or this person's going to be so happy that I completed this project. The weight of having this project off my back is going to be fantastic, and I'm going to have this great result. So you want to try to like cut out some of that negative and bring in a little bit more of the positive to uplift you to get over your hurdle that you had when it came to your procrastination. That advice very much helped me, because instead of focusing always on, say, like, I'm so tired, this hurts so much, like, just think, man, this is gonna be fantastic when this is done. Come on now. Like, think about this. If you just got it started now, this is gonna be pretty cool in the future. Instead of, oh man, I'm gonna have to get on the phone, I'm gonna have to talk to somebody. Oh my God, I don't want to talk to people. But when you have it done, oh, KDB, hello, KDB. So that's advice to me. That's advice from me to you. So you could potentially employ that, is to try to push away some of those more like negative emotions holding you back and bring in some more of the positive aspects of what's going to happen when you finish the project. To me, that helps. Everybody's brains are a little different. You know, your mileage may vary, but I'd give it a try. Why not? It's kind of a easy thing to try to do, is just to try to put in a little bit more of the positive thought into it.
Cheered X300, I went out for a short walk, not used to my cane yet, and saw so many flowers, nice autumn leaves, and even people enjoying playing with their dogs in the park. I don't know, sometimes the simplest things can light a spark for a creative fire. Exactly.
I'm glad you're able to get out, and that, hopefully that made you feel better. And that's one thing I think it's super important, is to always make sure you do like get out. And it depends if you live in like a rural area, you live in a city, just somewhere for you to like get out of like a building, out from screens, lights, this and that. Just get out in nature. I think our bodies just absolutely crave and or need that. And we kind of in modern day starve our bodies of being out in nature. It has its own healing properties in itself.
This is one of the streams I've managed to catch for a while. Been stressed and busy in college as of recent, as I have to make a game trailer and am currently struggling with procrastination. I'm hoping to improve on it. Glad to hear the tips. Less than 3.
Dude, that sounds cool. Like, man, I want to see the game trailer you make. I bet it's going to be amazing. Yeah, it's just think in your head. This is how I would do it. Is like I would run through all the like negatives, but then also run through all the positives of getting this complete and showing it to your class, your professor, whatever, and be like, dude, once it's done, look how cool this is going to be. People are going to love the trailer. It's going to be amazing. People are going to love it. But yeah, that advice to me helped a lot. And yeah, just try to focus on what it would be like to complete the task and how much you're going to enjoy it, or other people will enjoy what you created. And at the end of the day, also just not having the stress of having to worry about starting and or working on something. Just think about, dang, it's going to be great. When it's done, it's going to be amazing. And then always enjoy the road, enjoy the time, enjoy what you're doing while you're doing it. So it's very important to enjoy like the process too. But yeah, it's now I think I understand this more as an adult than I did when I was a kid. Was like, when I was younger, I was always so confused by like mindless TV. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's shows that people just like turn on. They're like, there's those shows, right? But those shows actually do serve a purpose in some ways. It's like people who've had a really, really trying and difficult day sometimes just want to like sit and watch something that keeps their brain going at least 10%. And they can just kind of like because in that moment, it's really like they're really resting more than they're actually taking in something. They're not watching The Penguin or something like that has all these interesting plot points and stuff. They're just watching something that's resting them. It's something I like. I didn't really understand when I was a kid. Like, didn't make any sense. These like terrible TV shows that people are just like. But really, like a lot of people get back from work or school or something that's difficult, and this is like a way of like consciously resting.
Stuck the stream on the TV and won't stop waving at you on the TV. We hope you start feeling better soon, Scar, and happy holidays.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. But yeah, when I was a kid, I did not get that. I was like, this show is so dumb or something like that. Or like for me, when I first realized I did this was when I would get back from really stressful doctor's appointments, and I would just walk right into my room, and I would sit at my computer and I would do this. Where is it? So instead of watching a dumb TV show, I would literally do this. And my mom called it chopping. Oh, you doing your chopping? You doing your chopping? Are you doing your chopping? So that's something like, because I just needed that like minute of doing literally nothing with a small distraction. Oh, it's a kitty wild bee. Kitty bee. Oh, why is she putting her paws like this? I don't know what's happening. Oh, are you scared? Don't be scared. The cats get so scared when I stream. My mom says it's because my voice is a little bit louder. So it's like a little bit louder. They're not used to it. Like, why is his voice louder now? Or like the lights that are on. Look at that, Katie B. Look, Katie B. Look at the camera. Say hi to everybody. What's wrong? Are you okay? Here, I'll hold your feet. I'll hold your feet, Cease. Look, I'm holding your feet. There, that's okay. Now you're not scared. Yeah, see, that's the chat over there. They're saying hi to you, Katie B. Look, see the chat? They're very excited to see you. The feetsies had to be supported. Aww. Did you want to go nap? Oh, yep, there she goes. She's off.
Orias Valium tipped $3. Slightly off topic, but a show that makes me feel creative is What We Do in the Shadows, which had some new cameos from The Office recently.
What We Do in the Shadows? I don't know what that is. Is this a show you guys have told me to watch that I forgot? I don't know if I've seen that. And you said it had cameos from people from The Office? Dude, I watched the entire Office recently. And 3 of those seasons were me building these trees. It took 3 Office seasons to get through to finish all these trees. Shadows is great. It's a vampire comedy. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Let's see here. There we go. That like that. Sweet. Another game that helped, especially when like super duper stressed. Especially when I was first getting sick and just trying to figure out like what was going on.
Cheered Dex 300. I find a lot of my art or Minecraft inspiration comes from series I enjoy, like the Life series or Hermitcraft. You yourself are a huge inspiration to me and a certified Minecraft Imagineer.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. Very, very nice of you to say. The one thing I was thinking of was driving a car and or riding a horse in Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption, just for no particular reason, just to explore and drive and or ride. Back in the day, it was like my absolute getaway from like being super stressed out about something. You just got on that horse and you just rode along. Maybe there's somebody, you put some lead in as you went by. No, you just rode along, and then in Grand Theft Auto, it was like straight up just driving the car up the coastal highway. One of my favorite places in California, and just driving up, enjoying it, loving it. There's so much there's just so much fun in it to just relax. Like, that game, there's a lot, the hooting and hollering and all that stuff, but there's also just this like really serene, relaxing aspect to those games that I super enjoy. Red Dead Redemption, also super inspiring in terms of like its scenery, its design in terms of like buildings and landscapes and stuff like that. That is such a great place to just kind of zone out into a very like beautiful environment. That's a great one. That's a great one. Zelda, I've seen this a few times for people who enjoy playing games to kind of like relax, is Zelda. I still haven't played it. Gran recommended me Breath of the Trees, and I still have not played it. I will play it. I promise you I will. And then I think there's something Tears, Story of Tears, or whatever the next one is. I haven't even got to that one yet, but I need to. When he recommended it to me, like I got that and The Witcher, and The Witcher is like my all-time favorite game, and I never got to Breath of the Wild because Witcher was such a like long crazy game.
Chirp Trip cheered X300. Your ID also works in real life for me as well. I remember discovering random towns as I drove and thought about different ideas for stories and scenes I'm working on.
Oh, this reminds me. You just reminded me. First of all, thank you for the bits. Reminded me when I was first painting. So when I was first painting, getting into like landscape impressionist painting, I was really struggling with color. And embarrassing, but like I wanted to create realistic paintings. So that was kind of what I wanted to create, right? So when I was painting, I was so far off of realistic. I was literally just taking like the green tube and just like, and then just painting a green tree that was basically fluorescent. And you know, if what you're going for is realistic, fluorescent trees, especially in the Northwest, you know, like pine trees, not good at all. Not great, not ideal. And I remember when my mom told me, it was like, hey, we're making this long drive from Washington to California. Just look at the trees. Like when you're driving, don't think about anything. Don't just look at the trees, and don't get caught up in like, oh, this looks like this or that looks like that. Just look at the trees and see what you see. I was like, all right. And I remember looking at them and just like realizing like, oh, these aren't fluorescent at all. There's some muddy brown. There's some red in there. There's so many other colors than just the tube. So when I got home, right, I took, you know, some of the colors that I saw in the tree design, like for instance, like a pine tree, they're really like a very bluish, right? So I took out some blues and I put a little bit of like black in it and kind of like muted it down. And I was like, that's pine leaves now and not fluorescent pine leaves. This is it, right? Like, and I started understanding a little bit more of color. Like everything I know about like creativity has either come from like my mom or my grandpa or my aunt. That's where it's all like come from. And it was just interesting, like looking at that and seeing like, oh, there's so much more to this. Like this bluish color makes these pine leaves. And then, oh, I need to put a lot more like yellow in these highlights across here. Because once I add this highlight to it, now we're cooking.
300. Hello, Scar.
Hello there.
These are my first bits. Could you say hello to me and my two friends Blue and Purple? We love your content very much. Please take care of yourself and your little furry ones too.
I hope we can find Vinny again at some point. Thank you so much for the bits. Very much appreciated. Hello, Blue. Hello, Purple. Just merely thank you so much for the bits. Very much appreciate it. Another aspect of mountains. I really struggled with mountains when I was first painting. And this is such an interesting thing. This goes back to either a Pixar book that I read, or it was the Pixar story, the documentary. I can't remember what it was, but there was a scene in one of these, and this goes back 10 years, so my memory might be fuzzy on the details, but John Lasseter told all the animators to go outside and look at the mountains. And the reason they did that was that the mountains weren't looking like mountains. And they looked at the mountains, and it hit them when they saw the mountains that, hold on a second, the mountains are literally purple through atmospheric haze. And it's wild to think that, but a lot of times mountains actually give off a very purple vibe. And that's like through atmospheric distortion, you know, stuff along those lines. So like when you go outside and you want to like creatively recharge, you want to like be creatively stimulated, these are all the like interesting things to look at, is to look look at the distance and really analyze, like, what the heck is that color actually? Because your instinctive mind might say that tree, that mountain or whatever is this color, but in reality, when you actually look at the fine like color detail of it, it's like completely different. I remember when I looked at mountains after that, I was like, wow, mountains do have much different colors than just saying mountain gray, mountain white, mountain brown. No, there's a lot of other colors milling around in that through like different like atmospheric conditions and stuff like that. Like, mountains actually are really purple when you look at it. It's wild to think, but go look at the mountains. Like, when you look at it, it's pretty purple. I remember seeing that in that documentary. I'm like, whoa, that's so true. That's so true. There's so many like little colors in it that you just never expect, because your mind often like starts with like the most simple thing is like gray, black, white, maybe a little brown. But no, it's a wonderful world of color out there. It's wild. It's wild. But yeah, that's when I started seeing like color differently. It was that documentary of my mom. Like, you just gotta look at the trees. Like, she didn't tell me anything else. It was just like, I think she just wanted me to figure it out for myself, which actually, like, I think is a very valuable thing to kind of have that epiphany yourself. And it was just like, just look at the trees. Just look at the trees. And I remember getting back and like, you know, I wasn't the greatest painter by any means, by any stretch of the imagination, but at least my trees weren't radioactive green anymore. So there we are. There we are. They're not radioactive green. I'm starting to get some ideas, guys. I kind of want to make a river now. I'm feeling like I should make a little like valley through here, right? I just feel like it needs to happen. I feel like it needs mythical. It's the mythical dolphin. Hello, mythical dolphin. Who remembers the mythical dolphin from Joe's stream? I now have a mythical dolphin who lives in my river. Fresh Animations mod, like, unfortunately in the recent update, it sends the player or the mob's head through the actual mob head through the fake mob head, if that makes sense. But yeah, oh, mythical dolphin, don't kill me. Don't kill me. I'm not polluting the river. I promise. I promise. I promise. I'm not polluting the river, mythical dolphin. Mythical dolphin apparently can walk on water or walk on land, guys. There goes mythical dolphin. Oh, that's funny.